So yesterday I had a question on the method I was using with conditioning him to touch. And as you can see in the video evidence that I've been posting, the video and science that I provided counters anything that was said or you thought that it could be, right? So there's a difference between me feeding him this bowl and just petting his head and not having any method to touching or grabbing his tail or his ears or something. A lot of dogs we get in from resource guarding is removing that entire aspect out of the training and just taking this food and putting it in a crate and not having any relationship with the dog. So even the video I had posted, the science and video evidence speaks different, right? So he's not resource guarding this food. I won't even touch him. Because then that video would say that causes resource guarding, right? There is none. Hands are in there, right? So that's why I love using the science-backed approach, common sense approach, and video evidence. It speaks for itself. This time I'm also bringing Kong in with peanut butter. I'm going to give it to him. Now, the thing I like about with my dogs is I don't have to just say a drop or an out when I want to grab something from their mouth. I'll just grab it. So again, the question I had got said that it would cause resource guarding with the method that I was using. Evidence speaks for itself, all right? Now, the difference on what I was using in that video was if I was petting him as he was doing this and saying, good boy, good boy, good boy, and not having any other relationship with the object he had or the food, yes, that may cause resource guarding. But if you watch that video, there's none of that. There's a method to the madness, right? So he's eating, and then I'm touching him, making sure that I can grab his ears and stuff, because that's the stuff that the owners were saying they can't do. And I shared this video of that video on our private community page of the owners, and they were in awe. They said, that's awesome. Like, we couldn't do that. Right? So there's a method to that. I'm not petting him as he's just eating and having nothing else. And I'm also not just putting the food down and leaving the food and then petting him. That could cause resource guarding. So that's the difference in the video. I'm not sure if the whole video was watched, but that is the difference, right? All my dogs, I feed them with my hands in the bowl as a training exercise. And again, this is from puppy to an adult. I adopt all types of dogs with severe resource guarding issues, all types of things throughout their life. This is the method that I use. You may use something else. That's fine, right? But all I know is that we have tons of videos of this working. And I would love to see the other videos of the stuff that people are doing. Now, I do teach an out and a drop, and have them back away, grab the food and stuff. But right now, as a puppy, I want him to understand that hands by his food is not a threat. You're going to get the food. He's getting the high reward food. He also has the treat, which is high reward, and my hand is there. So again, if that video was causing resource guarding, it's proven wrong. Alright. So I'm actually going to give him both of these objects at this point, because my hands are sticky. Talk a few minutes, and then I'm going to go up and just touch them, because again, that's part of this whole exercise. I should be able to just grab him, grab the Z-tail, good boy. He gets to lick the peanut butter off of me, good boy. I'm going to go in and grab the objects. And again, this is something that if you're not comfortable doing as a dog owner or a dog trainer, seek a professional. Because I just don't want you going and testing this with your dog that you never did any of these relationship building exercises with, and then you got a problem, right? So as a puppy, I absolutely love this stuff. So we get questions, when does the training begin? When you get the puppy? As soon as it's in your possession. These exercises should be done at 8-9 weeks old. As soon as that dog is in your possession. and I do the feeding exercise as you can see in that video that was in question, like this. I'm providing the food and the rewards. If you allow me to touch you, grab your ears, things like this, you're going to get rewarded. Right. Cool. So he's doing fantastic, even with any type of resource guarding. He's obviously not having it. And what I'm using is just simply peanut butter in a bowl. And he's doing great. But I wanted to just clarify that because the person that was asking me about it, I wanted them to know that that was not the case. I've never seen that happen in the method that I did in the video. I would love to see a video showing it happen, of the method that I was using on conditioning touch, not resource guarding. Because resource guarding would be him having that bowl and me just petting him for no reason. That could contribute to resource guarding. In that video, that's not what happened. So I don't see how conditioning a dog to touch using that method would contribute to resource guarding when those are completely different exercises and they don't go hand in hand at all. Because this would mean that their science or their thought process would mean he would be resource guarding right now, because then that would have contributed to teaching the dog resource guarding, which I was not. I was teaching the dog conditioning to touch. And there was a method behind it. I was touching his ears as he was eating the peanut butter, his tail, his foot, things like that. Again, I don't mind people commenting and questioning, but I rarely go on and comment or question anything unless I have video footage saying otherwise. Not an article, but actual video footage. I want to see it. And that's why I'm not a big believer in these university veterinary behaviorists posting articles. They can say whatever they want, and you never seen it. But I'm showing you it. So I like what Sean O'Shea says. Show me, don't tell me. I want to see it. Right? Good. Again, according to that, this dog should be resource guarding. But it's not, because that wasn't the purpose behind the video. And I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I want to make sure that people that see that, and they may be like, oh, why'd that person question that? Is that they might feel that they're not 100% comfortable doing this. I'm not sure. But this has worked plenty of times. You know, none of my dogs growing up in my household have ever resource guarded, even when I was younger. Ever. And my dad wasn't a professional dog trainer. He just knew animal, common sense, animal-human relationship. So pretty cool. I like going through these things where I can grab it and put it back, you know. And then I'm going to start naming it. Out, drop, and he's going to back away. We started doing that in that video that was in question. But some dogs like that I've owned, adopted, where they go through this puppy phase where if I went to grab this and they gave out a little growl, at that moment, that's a moment. I gave a little smack on the rear end. I took the bone away, repeat. And typically, just from that primitive type of training right there in those few seconds, they never had that issue again. And that's pretty much any puppy I've owned. We do a lot of foster rescues. I got 15 dogs at my house right in my personal home, not including the 3 daycares that can get 70 to 100 dogs in daycare a day or so. So we work through these exercises with those puppies as well. And it's key, it really is. It's imperative to go through this. Because some people, they'll get a dog, and then if we didn't go through these exercises 1 year, 2 years from now, and I've had them come in here after they've gone through positive only training, they're missing their thumb just for feeding their dog. We don't want that. Right? So it's very important, especially with a puppy. Every approach is different. So even in the video I did, I might approach it differently if it was an adult dog. But a puppy, there's nothing wrong with the video that we did yesterday with conditioning him to touch. So very cool to see the science, the video footage, everything backing up. That's why we have a ton of videos on YouTube. You can check it out. But thanks for tuning in. I know this is a longer video, but I had to address it.